Hi, welcome to my channel, Tapioca Tarot. Today is February 23rd. It's actually 2:33 p.m. right now. And so it is Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. So my last video was posted about 6 days ago. I took a little break. Well, I had no choice. So, well, I did have a choice, but you know what I mean? Like, so here we are. So before I get started, my blanket. I want to, this was nice. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, gives you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Alright? Oh, it's hot. I made it a little too hot. So, without further ado, I'm going to start pulling cards. I had some very interesting dreams, alright? And I do want to talk about them dreams. And I do want to pull cards on them, given the chance, if you know. But one of the dreams that I had, that I've had this dream maybe about 5 days ago, and today is now February 23rd, Sunday. So last week, right? And it's still playing in my head. It's quite riveting, honestly. It's just, it's the details, right? So in the dream, and usually I try to be as vague as possible, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Right? So, I'll tell you the dream. In the dream, this entire scene of the dream took place in the cards 222. I've been seeing a lot of 222s, and of course, obviously, yesterday, because, you know, the whole, right? So this dream took place in a car, right? But here's the interesting thing about this. So there are two people in the driver's seat. They were like squished in. Like they were both trying to control the narrative of something. I'm just telling you the dream. Alright? So if anybody's watching this and they're just like, oh my god, but please, it's a dream. It doesn't mean anything. So, in the dream, I just heard my neighbor yell. They just yelled. What did it? They said, call me right now. Anyways, so in the dream, what? In the passenger seat, there were two people squished together, right? It was my mother and my stepfather. But my stepfather was closer to the door, and my mother was closer to, like, the inside, you know, like the stereo and all that stuff, right? But they were both trying to share the wheel. I mean, they were both trying to squeeze in the one seat of the driver's seat. And then I was sitting in the passenger seat. And then I was also sitting in the back seat, the seat behind their seat. And so that's top left, and then I'm in the right passenger seat. I guess from that angle, this is okay, so it would be right, okay. And then in the back left seat, I'm sitting behind them, right behind the driver's seat, and again, because I'm also in the passenger seat, behind me in the passenger seat is my mom's pastor from her old church, because she doesn't live near me anymore, right? I'm not complaining, but it was her pastor. And hold on. All right. So yeah, and so So to the right of me in the back seat of the car, so it was like a 4-door car, right? And so to the right of me, it was my mom's pastor to her would-be now old church. It's her old church now, right? So those are all the people in the car of my dream, which doesn't mean anything. Okay? So now we can move on. So in the dream, I would say there were maybe like 2 to 3 pink notebooks. And it was interesting enough because growing up, I used to journal a lot and write things. So those, they were like metal spine notebooks in the dream, which reminded me of the metal spine notebooks that I used to have and out here in real life that I used to like journal and doodle in and blah, 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 and used to school, whatever, right? So in the dream, my mother in the dream, okay, this is a dream, so I don't know, all right, in the dream, there were like 2 to 3 notebooks that she kept trying to shove in the console or something, like 616, they were trying to take, but they were my notebooks, right? They were my notebooks that I had filled, and they had like my stories and just things about me, stories about me, but it was more like not like a manual, but like, I don't know, like legends or stories or things like that, but it was me, it was mine, right? And she kept trying to like shove them in like one of the like the middle consoles, trying to like shove them in there, right? Now remember, I said that it was my mother and my stepfather in the front seat of the car, and usually when you're in a car driving, it's you have control of the car, which means you're taking control of your life, yourself, your emotions, your environment, your purpose, right? You're in full control. Now when you're in the passenger seat and someone else is driving, that indicates that someone wants control, or they want to control either you or a narrative of you. Okay? So keep that in mind, all right? And also depending on the car and right, whatever. So I'm watching this happen, and I'm in the backseat and I'm watching this, and I saw her like trying to like like she was like rushing, trying to shove them in the console. So these could be your parents, or this could just be symbolic of like people who were supposed to guide you, or it could just be a symbolism, right? So it may not even be your parents, it may not even be my parents, it could just be a symbolism, right? So it could just be like someone who considers themselves a mother and someone who considers themselves a father, right? But in my dream, it was my mother and my stepfather, so that, take it how that resonates, right? But she was like trying to shove my notebooks, they're like pink notebooks, right? Stories about me, legends, prophecies, blah, 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 whatever. It was just all about me. And they were trying to shove them. He was trying to drive, and she was trying to shove them in the middle console, like, but trying to rush, like, trying to, how like when the bell rings and you're at school and you're just shoving your papers in your backpack so you can just, get out. It was like that, but with my notebooks. And I'm in the backseat and I'm watching this, and I'm like, those are my notebooks, right? And so as she's trying to shove them, I'm taking them back. And it felt so exhilarating, so powerful, right? And I'm literally audibly saying, well, I hear it, but I don't really know if it actually came out of my mouth. But I'm like, that's my notebook. I'm taking it back. Those are my notebooks. I'm taking them back. And I'm actively grabbing my notebooks, right? And my mom's pastor, who's sitting next to me in the back seat of the car, he's looking frantically back and forth at me grabbing my notebooks and not my mom. He's looking frantically, right? And it's interesting too, because that's not the first time I had a dream about my mom's pastor and my mom, right? I talked about this dream too, but again, I was very vague with it. I wasn't upfront about who the people were in the dream. But about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, I had a dream that I was laying on the floor, right? And my mom, she was like really frantic and just very exaggerated. I don't know why it's coming out in Spanish, exagerada, right? I don't know why, but I'm just very exaggerated about something, complaining or concern, right? Exaggerating some sort of concern. That's what it was. That's what it is. That's in the dream. Again, I'm talking about a dream. In the dream, I was laying down on the floor, and my mom and the pastor were talking above me, like they were talking over me, and my mom was like exaggerating some sort of concern, right? And the pastor, he put his hands on my belly, and he was basically trying to like exorcise a demon out of my belly, right? Because my mom had exaggerated some sort of concern that there was like a demon inside of me and blah, 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 right? I had another dream, and listen, the dreams I have go on forever and ever and ever, right? But I just don't really, I'm very vague with them. But for some reason today, I don't feel like being vague with them. I feel like just, why not? They're just dreams. It's not like they mean anything, right? So, okay, so I had another dream, right, that I was I was like doing cards, right? And my mom was telling people that they were like she was telling people something with exaggerated concern. Again, there's always that exaggerated concern, right? That's something that's been coming up that's interesting. I know that's going to come out in the cards. I feel it. But she was trying to, in the dream, she was trying to convince me to stop pulling tarot cards because there are demons in the cards. And that's where the exaggerated concern was coming up. Okay? So those are 3 dreams, right? The one card dream, let me go back. The one dream where I was laying down, that was like maybe 3.5, 4 years ago, the most. The one with the pulling cards, that was maybe like 2.5 years ago. And the one about the card, that was like 3 days ago. Okay? There's more. Listen, the stories I could tell, the dreams I could share, the things I could show. Alright, it's insanity. Alright, so, now I'm gonna pull cards. Alright, those are the dreams that I wanted to share with you all. Because I thought there's something in those dreams. They might resonate with you all, they might not. It could be your parents, it could just be symbolic of parental figures, a mother figure, a father figure. It could just be you taking control back, from, trying to go down the path that your parents wanted, the path that religion wanted you to take, and now you're taking this is my story, I'm in control of it, right? So it could be that. It could be many things, honestly. They're just dreams, right? They're just dreams. Like, who cares if I tell people my dreams, right? They're just dreams. Everybody dreams. Everybody has dreams, right? They're just dreams. 1303. Who cares? Right? Like, why would anybody get mad because I had a dream that has nothing to do with real life? Right? They're just dreams. Alright. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. We got Psalms 34:18. I love this one. This is my favorite one. When I first saw that one, I saw that it's so interesting because when I first, this was the very first scripture that still to this day, ooh, I feel it in my chest. Still to this day, it resonates with me. You know how some people have other keep faith, things like that, right? This is the one for me. All right, that's always been my go-to. So we have new relationship or love, and then the letter B. So God is going to be bringing in some new relationships and or loves. Relationships as in friendships, community, business. For some of you, it could be like your immediate family dynamic could be growing, by that I mean it's like you'll have another child, or you could be bringing in a pet, 1444, right? That's another relationship. That's another form of love, right? Because you got to love and you're building a relationship with that pet, or you have a baby. Realistically, you and that baby are technically strangers. You don't know each other, This baby just came out of you. You don't know it. He doesn't know you, but you love each other, right? You build that bond, blah, 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 right? So it could be that. It could be any kind of relationship or love, right? But these are things that are that God's bringing in for you, right? Somebody's first, last, middle initial could start with the letter B. Somebody's first, last, middle initial name of a word or a place starts with it. I'm also getting, in the background, someone's a real bitch in your energy. Yeah. You got a real... I don't like cursing because it is so unbecoming of a lady, right? It's just... But I'm gonna say it anyway. You got a real bitch in your energy, alright? She's just... There's... Whether this is a man or a woman... Right, and they're acting some type of way because these things have already started taking place in your energy. You've already experiencing new relationships and new loves, right? These are things that are already been happening, and a lot of the reason why is because you've always kept God close to your heart, always, right? So it's kind of like I'm getting Job now, right? You have the patience of Job. Job went through so much, but at the end of the day, he was like, it's gotta be for a reason. It's gotta be for a reason. God, right? So, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. I'm also getting that one thing that Albus Percival Wilfrid Brian Dumbledore said. Yeah, that's his real name. That Dumbledore said. He said that, what did he say? Even... something about... hold on. I'm going to pause it. Maybe not. But I was just like rewatching all of the Harry Potters because it's so good. It's timeless. I mean, the books are always better, obviously. If you ever watch the Harry Potter movies and you're confused, it's because a lot of the books explain things a lot better. I would suggest reading the books, although the fourth book is like... I think the fourth book, which is all about the Triwizard Tournament, I think that book was thicker. But it's also cool because it tells you a lot of things about like the Selkies, which is like the mer people and things like that. So that was pretty cool. And then actually Dumbledore can speak the language of the merfolk, which was really cool. Like reading that was like, whoa, you know. And honestly, believe it or not, reading some of those scenes, like those darker scenes throughout the series, it was way more scarier than watching it on screen. I don't know why, but like reading it, like your own imagination, what your own imagination can conjure up, like in reading that is so different from like having it put on the TV and you're like, oh, that's what that looks like, right? No. That's why the imagination is an incredible tool. When it's most dark, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. Yeah. So I feel like that quote really resonates here, right? He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. But I feel like with the whole Job and that patience thing, like you still found the light. Okay. I'm gonna get like one more. I don't know why I want to shuffle. I can't really shuffle these like that. I mean, if I do felt like break it down into smaller decks, but I don't even feel like doing that. 000 completion. The end of the matter cycle closed. Wow. So you completed something. You closed some sort of cycle out. Gemini air. So I'm getting that this real bitchy person in your energy, that's the person that wants to communicate with you. Because I've also been getting a lot of Eight of Wands energy in like the personal reads. And that's been coming out as heavy. There's something heavy on the communication energy. Alright? Somebody wants to communicate with you. Also, another dream that I want to tell you about, which I had shortly after the card dream. It was like a different scene, right? So I might as well, because it's coming up, so I have to tell you. in the dream, there was this woman who I no longer associate with this person in real life, right? But in the dream, and every now and then she'll like pop up in my dream. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I am so tired of beating people up in my dreams. Do you know how many people I've been beaten up in my dreams? It's like, wow. I'm always like dragging somebody in my dreams. Anyway, so this one chick, right, she came up to me in my dreams, and she had like this weird... Okay, so here's the thing. In that dream, my mom had given me like a golden bracelet or something like that, right? In the dream. And the bracelet was beautiful. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so mom. Thank you so much. I love it. It's beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And which is interesting because I don't even like gold jewelry, but in the dream, this is all in the dream, right? And so she gave me this gold jewelry, this gold bracelet, right? And it was beautiful. Like she was handing something down to me, right? And this one chick, who I used to be friends with, but not anymore. In the dream, she kept giving me like some sort of stink eye about it, right? Because it wasn't about the jewelry. It was the fact that 2112. It was the fact that my mother figure had handed something down to me. It was that, right? The relationship, right? That's what really irritated her, really bothered her, really brought out the demon in her. It wasn't the jewelry. It wasn't the cover. It was the fact that, like, my mom gave me something, right? So obviously that made me feel like you're just a hater because your mom doesn't give you anything, or your mom never gave you anything, or you don't have that relationship with your mom, right? And this is all happening in the dream, right? So whatever. So she had the gall to come up to me and was like, sign your name right here, right? She pointed, like, just pretend this is a piece of paper. Sign your name right here. I was like, right here? She was like, yeah, right here. And I was like, okay. So I signed my name right there. And she looked at it and she started fuming. She was like, I didn't say right there. I said all the way up here. And I'm like, we're not about to do this. And so she tried to like, first of all, you're in my dream. We're not doing this, right? So she attacked me in my dream, and of course, I did what I always do when people be playing fresh in my dreams. I dragged her, because I don't have time for this. Boop, 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 and then, let me move on to the next dream. because I have things to be, So that dream ended. So that kind of gave me the energy of this bitchy person who's trying to communicate, but it was also like, she wanted a reason to argue, to fight. Like, she was just... Like, she asked me to do something, and I did exactly what she asked, but she didn't want that, right? And it wasn't, and realizing as I'm saying this out loud, it wasn't really the fact that I signed it wrong. It was the fact that she already had some sort of preconceived feelings and notions about me and the relationships in my life prior, right? So it didn't really matter if I signed it right or wrong. She was just looking for some reason to lunge at me, right? Because that's what she did. She lunged at me. Now, you're not about to do this in my dreams. Absolutely not, ma'am. So you have someone in your energy that's looking for a reason to lunge at you, or looking for a reason to get those pent-up feelings that they have about you that's negative. It's a woman that's negative, right? They're looking for a reason to, like, basically punish you for the way they feel about you. That's what this is, right? So this person is on the sidelines, right? And because you've always kept God in your heart, you've closed out certain cycles. Now that you've closed out certain cycles, your new things are able, right? You gotta empty out your heart in order to receive. It's kind of like when you clean out the garbage. So you can bring in, you clean out the garbage, you get rid of old furniture, right? And you get rid of that old clunky couch because it's got a spring and, half the buttons are, and it's scratched up and it's no good. Throw it out, right? Throw it out so you can make room, because you can't have that old couch and get a new couch. It's not going to be comfortable. You can't walk around. You got to get rid of that old couch so you can make space for that new couch, right? So for a lot of you, you did that, but with people. You got rid of those people whose relationships is no good for you. It's cluttered. It's clunky. It's not... There's no room to grow, room to breathe, room to be yourself, room to... Oh, wow, this isn't... No. You got to get rid of... For a lot of you, it's people. Relationships that you have with People, you have to get out, remove them, right? A lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, remove the furniture, spring cleaning. Well, that's true, obviously. But a lot of the times it's relationships that we hold on to when it comes to like the people in our lives, right? We're holding on to people, and that's taking up space. If I'm holding on to this toxic person, I'm not making space for this person that God is trying to put into my life that is a blessing for me, but there's no room for them because the space that they would be taking up, I'm holding on to this toxic person, right? So for a lot of you, it's that toxic person that you kicked out wants to lunge at you. But it's like they want to lunge at you for feelings that they have about you. And it's like, there's no point of keeping you and, like, you know what I'm saying? There's like no point. There's no point in the relationship anyways. So for a lot of you, there's like this woman who's like real nasty, real bitchy, who wants to communicate with you. And with that third house, early schooling, this could be a sibling, this could be someone you grew up with, this could be somebody who is trying to get into your head, right? Trying to play games with you, trying to figure out how to convince you to do something. What's behind that? Toxic relationship is literally behind that. I kid you not. Look. Toxic relationship. So this person who you had a toxic relationship with wants to communicate with you. This could be somebody you grew up with, or this could be a sibling. It was, in my dream, it wasn't a sibling. But for some of you, it could be a sibling, right? But it was a feminine that I no longer speak to. Thinking patterns is very interesting because it's jumping. So that could be it. This person's thinking pattern is very erratic. Okay? Because at this point, they could say hi to you, have a great day, and you could say thank you, you too, and they're going to be like, how dare you? You know, it's like, it's very erratic. It's just, at this point, whoever this person is, they're just looking for any excuse now, right? But they need to, like, talk to you. They need to have some sort of way in, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, let me not say that, because with how erratic this person's mind is, they're just looking for a reason to have a conversation with you, to be offended by said conversation, and then lunge at you, right? So they'll be like, oh, well, they said, so I had to. All right. Ridiculous. I should keep this out, right? Yeah. So yeah, you're this person when they want to talk to you. You know something is up. Look. You see? You know, like, the only reason why I know why you want to talk to me. The only reason why you want to talk to me is because you're trying to, like, instigate something. You want to be offended. You want a reason to put your hands on me. Blah, 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 blah. Right? That's the only reason why. You know something is up. Your intuition's, like, on point. There's, like, this person, like, she said, sign your name here. This person could have also forged your signature or tried to... What did it look like? It looked like a map. It looked like a map, I think. But it was like skin, or like skin color. It wasn't like a document or anything. It was like, oh, man. It was like a body part or a skin that she wanted me to sign. So, this person wants you to forfeit something, or like give up the rights to you. They wanted you to, like, if this person could take your name and be you, they would. But I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm not gonna get into all that because crazy pants over here, right? What a crazy pants. Alright, yeah, let me get like one more. I know I already said one more, but I'm gonna get one more. So, and then I will change the deck. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. This person has bad hygiene, right? So you know what's interesting too, because I did a reading, like, I think it was like a week or two ago, and I was talking about, because the bad hygiene card came out, how this person could smell like moldy towels, right? But I was actually cooking something, right? And the correct smell came to me. It was mushrooms, like portobello mushrooms, like fungus. That's what this person smells like. If you ever, first of all, portobello mushrooms are delicious, right? I love portobello mushrooms. I love cooking them. Artichoke, stuffed artichoke with cheese and a little bit of spinach, some salt. Pop it in the oven, so good, right? Especially when you get like the really big portobello mushrooms. Whoa, so good, right? But yeah, that's what they smell like. They smell like mushrooms, like fungus. That's fungus. They smell like fungus, right? And the closest thing I kept getting was moldy towels. It's still mold, right? But mold is kind of different than fungus, right? But yeah, fungus, like earth, mushroomy fungus, dirty. And I'm not saying that earth is stinky, right? This person, they smell like mushrooms. Like, why do you smell like mushrooms? Like, do you have them growing under your armpits or something? There's no reason why a human being should smell like mushrooms. But here's the thing. Because it could not even be, like, it could just be because that's what they have inside of them. They're housing a really dirty entity inside of them. So it doesn't really matter how much, like, if they smell, right? Like, if they shower, they could also douse themselves in perfume and this and that and this and that, but I can still smell it, right? It's because this person has a really dirty entity, not a demon, right? I don't even know if it's a demon, but it's a dirty entity. This could be a dirty materialistic entity as well. Very materialistic, right? So this could be the kind of person that one of the reasons why they're bitchy, one of the reasons why they feel the way they feel about you is because they could buy this, they could buy that, but they can't buy certain relationships. They can't buy certain kinds of affection. They can't buy certain kinds of love, right? So it could be they have like a mushroom smelling, dirty, greedy, materialistic entity inside of them. And this is the person that wants to communicate with you. All right? So that's that. Yeah, I was cooking with mushrooms, right? I don't know, like maybe last week. And I was making like a mushroom omelet. So good. And I smelled the mushroom. I'm like, this smells familiar. And it, smelled like the dream. And it was, Passed over loved ones are watching. So you have passed over loved ones watching over you. For some of you, it could be like a grandma. Their soul is starving, stay away. Yeah, I'm telling you. What did I just say? They have a dirty, greedy, materialistic entity inside of them, right? And their soul is starving because that entity, it could be a demon. That entity is not giving them, it's not feeding their soul, it's feeding on their soul, right? There's a difference between feeding on the soul versus having your soul fed. And this, for this person, their soul is starving. You know what, actually, too? Remember how, I talked about the zombie dream, right? Like a month ago, I talked about this zombie dream that I had. And there's like multiple parts in it, blah, 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 whatever. And then and another part of that dream, I mentioned this like maybe a couple readings after. But in that dream, there was this girl, right? And it's actually the same girl from this dream that lunged at me not last night, but a couple nights ago. It was that girl. And she came in trying to like help me, protect me from this zombie. But it was interesting. I remember I saw her in the dream, and when I saw her, I was like, wow, she looks so hungry. Because her face was gaunt. Like, she was very... And she's not a skinny girl in real life. Out here. But in my dream, she was very, very gaunt and skinny, and her face was sunken in. And the first thing I thought of was like, wow, she looks really hungry. I talked about this dream. This was the same dream that I had about like the one zombie, but I talked about this part of the dream, I think maybe 3 to 4 readings after, right? But yeah, they're soul starving, stay away. This person, they want to talk to you, they want to communicate with you, but it's for ill intentions. It's not for anything to benefit you. There's nothing for you to get out of this communication. There's no reason, honestly, realistically too, you know there's no reason for you to be talking to these people, otherwise you would be talking to them, right? And you know that. That's why you're, you know, otherwise, like, if you know, like if we're supposed to be talking, we'll talk. God will make it so easy. We wouldn't have to jump through hoops and do this and do that and do this and do that, right? Right? That's, granted, some people be doing magic to, like, get in the way, but that's not this. Because for a lot of you, there's, like, no desire to communicate with this person. It's not in there. It's not for you, right? Versus, like, if you have a desire, like, you need to speak to someone or communicate something, it's there for a reason, right? This is not, there's no desire to communicate with this person. So that's why you know something is up, because it's like, if I don't want to talk to you and you're trying your darndest to speak to me, communicate with me, and go out of your way to talk to me, blah, 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 even after I said no, why? Why are you trying so hard? Right? Now that's suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's suspicious.
I didn't realize the time. Huh?
She's sleeping.
She is? My baby. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so now I'm gonna get some tarot. The world reverse. Ooh. This person, they are failing at life. They feel like a failure, and they failed at something. A lot of big F's. I'm also getting bitch fit. Like, they're just throwing a fit. Alright. They feel like they failed at something, which is probably why they're just now looking for, like, just anything to set them off as an excuse, as a reason, as to be able to, like, lunge at you. Alright? With the world reverse, this person's very unhappy, very unsatisfied, very disappointed. They have, like, a dark, gloomy cloud over their head. They're just not happy with how some sort of cycle closed out. Right? And again, we have 000 completion, the end of the matter cycle closed. This person, they could be, oh, ain't that something? They could be a karmic Scorpio, a karmic Taurus, a karmic Leo, or a karmic Virgo. They're not happy because something is closed out. They cannot do something anymore, or they don't have access to something anymore, which could be you. right? Or you're not fighting between different paths in your life, right? Because remember how I also mentioned how, like, in the front seat of the car dream where it was my stepdad and my mom, and then in the back seat was my mom's pastor, right? So you could, there could be something where you're not letting your parents or parental figures dictate the path that you're supposed to go down in life, or religion, right? You're making your own path, you're forging your own path, you're writing your own story, or right? And this person can't like manipulate that anymore, or kind of just like letting you, trying to be like a backseat driver. Because remember how I also talked about a dream where I was driving, but somebody was like giving the energy of a backseat driver, trying to like, oh, go here, you know, go there, blah blah. But it's like, you're not driving, shut up, right? So it's like this person can't be like a backseat driver in your life anymore, and they're really unhappy about that. Grief for missed opportunity, failure, imperfection, lack of fulfillment, unfinished, emptiness. And the model for this card is everything you have worked for is coming together, but everything that they've been doing, everything that they've done, basically went to waste. Everything that they've done has gone to waste. Like, they can't, all the energy, the time, and the effort that they put into something is gone. It's no more. It went to waste. They failed at that. So this person could be really angry at you because they put all their time, all their effort, all their words, all their resources, all their entire reputation was literally on the line. They did this, and because it didn't follow through, they're angry. Like I said, this person, it's like they want to punish you for the feelings that they have about you, and they're not good feelings; they're negative. And because something didn't follow through, they want to lunge at you. But it's like, this person, they're only trying to like, this is a snake, because now I'm seeing Bethalda Bagshot. She's in the Harry Potter world, right? But the part where Nagini, first of all, Nagini killed Bethalda Bagshot, right? She killed her. And but nobody knew, right? And Nagini, which is Voldemort's snake, she kind of like was wearing, let me tell you, reading this in the book was a horror. Seeing it on the movie, it was nothing, right? It was like, right? It wasn't as scary as reading it, right? Because the way it was described, hold on. So basically Nagini, which is Voldemort's snake, which is, spoiler alert, right, a Horcrux. But anyways, so Nagini, she was wearing Bethalda Bagshot's like skin, right? And it's like this person would wear your skin and be you. But the thing is, here's the thing, right? It's like inconsistencies with their story, or inconsistencies with the personality, or their mannerisms, or the way they do their hair, or their clothes, or whatever. There's inconsistencies, right? That immediately, right? For example, like in the one part that I'm talking about in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Or is it Part 2? Whatever. So he was with Hermione, right? And Nagini was wearing Bethalda Bagshot's skin, right? And you might be wondering, well, how come they didn't realize that 4411? How come they didn't realize that it's not even the real her? Because it was very well done, right? And it's magic, right? But she never spoke, right? The snake never spoke, right? The snake waited until the snake and Harry were alone to then speak, and then to attack Harry. Why did she wait until they were alone? Because Harry is Parseltongue. He can talk to snakes. right? So obviously, and the thing is, like, he's speaking another language, and half the time you don't even realize that you're speaking another language if you're so good at it, right? And for the longest, Harry didn't even notice that he would be speaking another language until someone else was like, oh, you're speaking another language, right? So if the snake spoke to Harry while Hermione was there, Hermione would have been like, oh, you're not really, what are you, right? She would have been able to call her out. And, you know, blah, blah. But the snake waited until they were all alone in a different part of the house, way, way hidden in the dark, to then talk to Harry. And, of course, Harry's talking back, and Harry's not putting two and two together because they're having a conversation, and Harry's not realizing, I'm speaking another language, right? Hermione is the one that picked up, like, whoa, this lady is not who she says she is, right? And that's when the snake was trying to attack Harry. It was a trap. That's basically what this is giving me. This is a trap, right? This person is stinky. They don't smell normal. They're erratic. They're trying to, like, get you alone to communicate with you to then lunge at you. This is what this is. Because they're unhappy that something is not going their way. Something has not gone their way. And they want to attack you for that, right? People have been picking up the inconsistencies in their demeanor, their mannerisms, their stories, their narratives, right? And a lot of it has to do with you. And this person, they don't know what else to do. So in their mind, they're just going to, like, try and attack you. That's all they can do, right? They don't know. They got to get you out. Get you. I'm going to get you. Right? That's them. They have a one-track mind right now. They want to get you out. Now, if this is not a karmic Scorpio, karmic Virgo, karmic Taurus, karmic Leo, a lot of it has to do because, oh my God, what is that? Fifth house, sixth house, no, second house, right? Second house, sixth house, eighth house. Second house, fifth house, sixth house, eighth house energy. So the things that you have, which would be the relationships, the love. Fifth house would be your energy, your vitality, your health, your confidence, romance, right? Relationships or love, affairs of the heart, able to express yourself, right? That's the fifth house. Sixth house, again, that's your health, how you're able to analyze and pick up on things, how you're smart, right? You could be a service of humanity as well. That could be part of your purpose. That's the sixth house. The eighth house, that's Scorpio. There's something very mysterious about your energy, something very secretive about who you are, your purpose. You're able to transform and go through these things, right? That's also with that completion thing. You went through transformation, closed out cycles, right? The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. There's a lot that this person feels. They're holding on to some dark negativity inside of their heart. And they that's like amping them up. Right? Again, there's that dark, earthy entity inside of them, and it's like amping them up. And while that thing is feeding on their soul, they're starving. They could be starving for love, attention, communication, affection. Honestly, it could just be your attention, your love, your communication, your affection. And without that, they're starving. So you could just cut them off. Like, no, we're not friends anymore. No, we're not dating anymore. No, we're not married anymore. No, we're not this. Nope. And you literally are starving the demon in them. And that has nothing to do with you. That's your demon. Figure it out. Right? It's like someone has a pet and they're mad at you because you won't feed their pet. Like, that's your pet. That's your responsibility. You figure that out. Right? Like, those are your bills. You figure that out. Right? What do you want me to pay your rent? I just paid my rent. What are you talking about? I just paid my rent. I'm good. I'm not paying your rent. Right? I paid my karma. I'm not paying your karma. Like, no. You must be cuckoo crazy. Okay, this is a crazy pants. Which, they're pretty erratic, so. Alright, let me move on. Five of Pentacles upright. Yo, I'm telling you, this person, I'm not really getting specific zodiac signs. I'm getting about like the houses. The fifth, oh my gosh, the Five of Pentacles is associated with Taurus, right? So again, that's the second house. Materialism, things that you have, finances, money, material, your stability. This person feels left out because either they're not living with you, or they can't share your space, they can't share your money, they can't share your food, they can't share your resources, they can't share the things that you have. You could be a Queen of Pentacles. I just saw a Queen of Pentacles. So you could be a Queen of Pentacles, or you could be a King of Pentacles. Right? The Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles, they are resources. They have an abundance of resources. They can literally pull resources out of thin air, right? They need a chair to sit on. They have the resources to build themselves and fashion themselves the most luxurious chair they want. Or if they want a rinky-dink chair, they can do that. They can do that, right? So a lot of this is about resources. This person feels left out in the cold of your resources. Life is hard right now. Look around. Help is at a hand. Insecure, hardship, poverty, loss of money or position, toil, harshness, need, lack of resources. That's the Five of Pentacles. This person is in a serious lack of things, right? It could be money for bills. It could be food on the table. It could be heat in the home. It could be food for their pets, if they have pets. Food for themselves. Food for their children, if they have children. They're in a serious need of things, materials, tangible things. They need materials, tangible things. That's what's angering them too. This person's their need for material things right now to survive is fueling them. It's fueling their anger, and because they can't talk to this person. Hey, can I borrow this for the electric? Hey, can I borrow this for food? Hey, can I borrow this for whatever. They don't have that, and they can't utilize that energy, which is your energy, right? So they want to lunge at you. This is somebody who basically wants to use what you have, or like that's so funny. Like they would rather, like if let's say for example you have a tent, they would rather use your tent than to go buy their own tent. Let's say you have a toaster, they would rather use your toaster than to buy a toaster. You have a microwave, they would rather use your microwave than to buy a microwave, right? You have a car jumper, they would rather use yours than buy their own. You see? And they think that's like a surefire way for them to save money, but it's not. It's just very inconvenient and burdensome, right? Like Justice reverse, Four of Pentacles upright. Yeah, this person, I don't know what is going on with this person. I don't know who this person is. If it is a person in my dream, that could make sense. It's just how many times is this like wow. We got Capricorn and Libra energy here. So this person has some obsession with keeping something or keeping something. With the Justice in reverse, keeping something unfair for you. They had this weird obsession of keeping something unfair for you. Right? And a lot of it had to do with like whatever they were saying with their mouth. And that's why it's not working anymore. And the reason why it's not working is because you cut them out. Right? How are you gonna talk? How are you gonna talk crap about someone when you don't even know what they're doing on a day-to-day basis? You can't. You don't have access to them, right? So that's exactly why, like, people who talk crap about celebrities, it doesn't matter, because first of all, that celebrity, you don't even know that celebrity on a personal basis. You don't even know where they live. You don't know what they do. You don't know their life. So it really doesn't matter what a little nobody says about a celebrity, right? And all in this situation, it would just be like people who just talk about Kim Kardashian like, oh, she thinks she's so cool because she has all that money. It's this. Okay, you think Kim Kardashian cares about people saying things like that about her? Or like people calling Kanye crazy? Kanye doesn't care, right? You're not paying Kanye's bills, so you can say whatever you want. Kanye's not going to care. Kanye's still going to be crazy. Right? But we don't know that. We don't know that Kim Kardashian thinks she's the coolest or Kanye is crazy, because we're not in their lives. We're not their doctors. We're not, you know what I'm saying? So this is like that. This person had this weird obsession with the Four of Pentacles upright and the Justice reverse, keeping something unfair for you.
That helps us connect with.
Oh my gosh! It says keep it colorful on TV. And it's crazy because despite everything that this person has been doing, you've kept the light around you. You've kept it with that 5th house Leo energy, right? Express yourself. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. Job, you've always kept that faith. You've always kept that energy, that wonder, right? 4 of Pentacles. I don't know why I saw 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. So this person could be feeling very disappointed, very miserable. Feeling like they're not. This is somebody who's not happy with the things that they have, right? They're always trying to look in other people's cups. I got a toaster too, but what kind of toaster do you have? Oh, okay. Yeah, my toaster doesn't do that. Your toaster's cooler. Well, at least you got something to toast your bread, right? Like, be happy about that. Holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. Yeah, this person, they stopped their life because they were too busy trying to compete. Control, stability, security, rank, covetous, suspicious, material gain, conservation, protection. This person was trying to covet something of yours, and they're acting real suspicious, okay? Justice in reverse, biased, false accusation, injustice, intolerance, irresponsibility, dishonesty. This person was being very dishonest about who you are and your character. To justice reverse, use your intuition to set your moral compass. Yeah, this person is too much of a bitch to be able to, like, they're too Regina George, but without the money that Regina George has. Right? Without the status that Regina George has. Right? It's like, how are you a hater, but you're like, you stink, you're struggling, you're miserable. You gotta pick a struggle, my friend. Because you can't be putting, this is why you have no energy. This is why you're failing. Right? You're already stretched so thin in so many parts of your life. You don't have the time, the energy, the finances to be a hater. You don't. You just don't. It's not there for you. It's not there for you. It's one thing if you're rich, right? All your bills are paid, right? You can be a hater because you have the finances. All your bills are paid, you have the time to do so. But this person, they don't have the time, the luxury. How are you going to be starving? Your belly is hungry, but you're too busy being a hater. Like, no, unbelievable. Wow. This is a hating ass bitch who's hungry and can't pay their bills. And is mad at you because they couldn't keep something up. A facade, an image, a narrative, right? They couldn't control something for you. I'm also getting this person could have been using religion or your parents to keep a narrative going, or they were trying to keep a narrative going to your parents or your religion head. Whatever. That could be something too. But the Ace of Wands upright is on the bottom of the deck. That's your energy. New ideas, inspiration, passion, love, life. For some of you too, with the Ace of Wands energy, I talked about new relationships, right? A child or like a pet. For some of you, if you're going to have a child, it's going to be a boy. The Ace of Wands upright talks about the birth of a son. King of Swords upright. So this could be your energy, or this could be who you could have a son with. It could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, masculine, or this is your energy. You're too smart for these games. You're too smart. And you're cold to this person. The King of Swords upright, I hate to say this, but the King of Swords upright, he's not the King of Cups upright. The King of Cups upright, he may be emotionally reserved, but he's still there emotionally. The King of Swords upright, he's like, I don't have time for these games. I'm not indulging this. He's too smart for this. It's not, it's as in, like, this is too dumb for him, right? Like, this person is too dumb for you, right? There's no intellectual stimulation with whatever this person is trying to do. And that's why this person is desperate to communicate with you. And you're like, I really don't have time for this. I don't, what you have to say is of no value to me. What you have to say means nothing to me. What you have to say, oh my God, it's just, it doesn't mean anything. Not to me, not to even yourself. You don't even know what you're talking about. And I'll tell you something, the King of Swords upright, if you're not stimulating the mind of a King of Swords, please don't talk to the King of Swords. Because immediately, like, if you're dumb, if you're not, what's not clicking, Steven? It's just, it's very irritating. Okay? It's very, very irritating. Don't talk to me unless you have something of value, of importance to say, or something I can learn from, a stimulating conversation. Please don't talk to me, because if you're just opening your mouth to talk, just to talk, and this is what this person is doing. They're just talking to talk, and it's just, a King of Swords upright, don't just shh. Think things through all perspectives, precision, articulate, truthful, cautious, design and plans, controlled but determined. This person, they want to control some sort of narrative for you, but you see right through it. Like, you're like, that doesn't make sense. That's not right. I also feel like with the precision, you're able to see things from different angles as well. And you're standing in your truth. That's what really did it for this person. They try to bury you in lies, and at the end of the day, the King of Swords is going to sit on his throne of truth with his truth sword. You can lie all you want. Absolutely, go ahead. Go for it. But at the end of the day, what's going to be sitting in that throne? The King of Swords and his sword of truth. He's going to be standing in his truth. No, this person trying to drown you in lies. Some false narrative. Alright? Ace of Swords, wow, on the bottom of the deck. I know what I'm talking about. And I know, like, like, where's the lie? Because this right here is a King of Swords. If it's one thing a King of Swords is going to do, is stand in their truth. Ace of Swords, speak your mind to solve your problems. Logic, power, heart of the matter, insight, clarity, breakthrough, ideas. Also, one thing, a King of Swords, or Queen of Swords either, let me tell you something. One thing I hate is when people, no, get to the point. Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, and then keep it pushing. Don't be running in circles, don't be, come on, like, focus. What do you want? And this person, they're just erratic with their thought process, with their Like, if you can't tell me what you want in like one simple sentence, do not talk to me. Cause I'm not, and I feel like with you, you're not, this energy, this is old energy. Like, you don't have time for this. You're not in the mood for this. You already closed out this cycle. Get to the point or keep it pushing. Alright? That's the reading. Bye.